So let's hop into our navigation. And navigation, so this is the factory navigation. We've got connected services when you purchase your new vehicle. It's either going to be 3 months up to 3 years, just depending on how you have the vehicle configured at time of ordering. But a few things to point out. So along the very top left, we do have this little hamburger button, which gives us our map orientation. So we can go 2D, 3D. We've got some different options there. It's really a matter of what do you like the look of. We've got some options for our voice. So as we're coming to an upcoming turn, do we want to have voice and tones, strictly voice, or strictly tones, letting us know of an upcoming turn? Do we want to show traffic on the map, yes or no? And we've got to avoid certain things. So if we want to avoid highways, toll roads, tunnels, whatever the case may be, we can select whatever is necessary. And then when we go to search for a location, it's going to automatically update as necessary. We can show certain things on maps, or specifically our point of interest icons, matter of preference of whether that shows up. Trailer-friendly routes, which is kind of nice, so you know that you're not going to go crazy off-roading if you've got a trailer connected. Then we've got our trailer menu, so we can jump into the actual menu for the trailer on top of that directly through this screen, but we'll get to that one in a second. We've got some options for more settings. So we've got preferences. If we want to avoid traffic, use HOV lanes. We've got our 3D map, which we already saw that, so we can show our buildings there if we want. Preferred route, do we want the fastest or the most eco-friendly route? And then our breadcrumbs, do we want those showing up? Yes, no. The breadcrumbs, if we're on our map, whatever directions or whatever roads we travel to, they're going to be little drops all over the place. So think of it as Hansel and Gretel. We're dropping breadcrumbs as we go. Back into our hamburger menu, that's going to be the basics there. We've got our privacy and then our about on top of that. Moving back and back again, we can search for addresses a few different ways. So we can look at our recents, we can go saved, gas stations, food, whatever the case may be. If we start just randomly typing in an address, going to give it a second. And as you can see there, so it's given us a few suggestions. We're just going to hit one of these things. And if there was a number available, so if our phone was connected, we could call that location. If the number was available, we can save it as a favorite, or we can look at alternative routes. So we've got our main route, we can go secondary route, third route, whatever one we want to take, we're just going to highlight and hit start.
Obey traffic laws, be alert and use voice commands while driving. Please proceed to the highlighted road.
All right, so we've got the option there. We can see exactly what's happening, so what directions it wants us to take. We can add in another destination on top of that. So if we want to, we can save gas stations or food or whatever the case may be, and we can add that into the route dynamically. We can press this little button, and that's going to give us the full route option instead. We can press this in order to mute out, or we can hit the X button in order to cancel the route, and then we can just do a hit there in order to resume. We can search a few different ways, as I mentioned, for different point of interest icons. If we had GPS coordinates, we could input those in order to search that way instead. Along the bottom, we can hide this tray. We've got the option for a few different characters, and then from there, we can also select our keyboard language. Spaces, whatever the case may be, we can hop back, and then we've also got our starred, so our favorite addresses. As of right now, we haven't set anything up, but we could set up a home address, work address, whatever the case may be. If we go into our previous, we're going to hit here, which is a gas station. We're going to save it. Back, watch this. Favorite, and we've got that gas station that we just set up. So if we click on the station there, we could start the navigation if we want to. We can see parking. We can see how close the flag is to finish. We can avoid 4x4 roads, and we can unstar it if we want to. So if we want to get rid of that, we've got the option to easily do it. One of the benefits of setting up our home or our work address is that if we're just pressing the voice command prompt on the steering wheel, we can say things like navigate home, navigate to work, whatever the case may be, and it'll automatically navigate us to that address. We do also have the flexibility of pressing the voice command prompt on the steering wheel. Navigate to Tim Hortons.
Which item would you like?
Okay, so as you can see there, so it gives us a lot of options. We can easily select.
Route to Tim Hortons.
And there we go. So we've got a ton of options. That is kind of nice.
To the highlighted road.
They're kind of nice that we've got that option. Along the bottom right-hand side, we can also extend this out if you want a full view of the map instead. So the factory navigation has the flexibility to take the entire screen real estate into account. We press the X button there in order to cancel it out again. And that's going to be the basics of using factory navigation inside of this thing. So that was kind of neat how factory navigation works inside of this thing. I love how we can just search by GPS coordinates instead. So if you're going off-roading, you don't necessarily have a physical address, we can at least still see exactly where we need to go. But if you run into any problems, you need some clarification, drop down below and let me know. More than willing to talk you through any issues that you might be having. But if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up and share it with your social networks. And until I see you next time, take care.